Hello and welcome to Macaulay Honors at the College of Staten Island. My name is Stephen Monty. I'm a professor of English and director of honors at the college. In the video that follows, you'll be given some helpful information. Lisa French, the associate director, will explain to you what Macaulay is and answer some of the most frequently asked questions about it. Admissions will tell you how to apply. So, without further ado, here's Lisa French.
Thank you all for joining our Macaulay Honors College virtual open house today. I'm going to give you a brief program overview and hopefully answer some of your frequently asked questions. Macaulay Honors College at the College of Staten Island is a close-knit community of like-minded scholars. Macaulay class sizes are small and faculty enjoy working closely with honors students. You will make lasting friendships that form a lifelong resource network of fellow alums. And I know this is true because we just had our virtual alumni meeting and we had some students from the class of 2010 who were reminiscing. They're still friends. In fact, they've all been in each other's bridal parties. So I can promise you lasting friendships, 10, 20 years beyond. Macaulay Honors College students take a broad-based liberal arts education, maintain a high GPA. All tuition, but not your fees, is covered using a variety of sources which are spelled out for you with your acceptance letter. Additional funds support study abroad and unpaid internships. You'll receive a laptop, and students are given a cultural passport to help them with free or low-cost admission to many of the cultural institutions across New York City. First and second year students take one Honors College seminar each semester, and I'm going to tell you more about those in just one slide. Students must complete an internship or study abroad, and many of our students do both. Students must complete 30 hours of community service. Juniors and seniors take honors level work in their majors, and students participate in required upper level seminars. Students must also complete an honors thesis or project. So now for those 4 Macaulay Honors College seminars. All Macaulay students across all 8 campuses must take the Macaulay Honors College seminars in each of their first 4 semesters in this order. You start with the Arts in New York City, where you'll learn about great art and attend amazing performances, go to wonderful museums. The second semester of your first year, you will work on the people of New York. You'll visit a variety of distinctive New York City communities and learn about their cultures and backgrounds. Sophomore year, you'll start your year with Science and Technology in New York City, our Science Forward curriculum, where you'll be given the basics of data sense and number sense so that you can go out and explore and identify wildlife and unique ecosystems. And finally, you finish with Shaping the Future of New York. You'll investigate pressing issues facing New York City and present your own well-researched solutions to actual New York City government officials. And my hope is that they listen to you. Students do engage in required cross-campus events, so most of your life is going to happen on the College of Staten Island. But there will be times where you're required to visit the other boroughs and talk to students on other campuses and work together as a big Macaulay cohort. Students have the option of taking part in other Macaulay-wide opportunities, whether that's our student government, our pre-med club, or our Quidditch team. Students will also have the opportunity to take classes on all 8 campuses, in addition to at Macaulay Central and graduate courses at the Graduate Center. Students receive one-on-one developmental advisement and priority registration. Students receive academic and professional support and guidance throughout all 4 years in the program, and they will discuss their academic and professional goals during these meetings and often in addition to and outside of these meetings. So here are our 5 most frequently asked questions, and they start with, what is our AP and pre-college college credit transfer policy? Well, Macaulay at the College of Staten Island strongly encourages you to transfer no more than 15 credits into the College of Staten Island, and that is for several reasons. The first is that if you transfer in too many credits, you can run afoul of the TAP or government progress and pursuit rules for your age and for your position in your major, so it can cause financial aid difficulties. In addition to that, many programs like medical schools don't want to see you taking certain courses in the high schools, so it's important that you retake them on the college campus. So you will work with your advisor, usually me, and we will go through each of your credits and figure out which ones make the most sense, which one helps you check off a general education requirement, which one helps you get into that more juicy 200 level class. And those will be the classes that we bring in. And then the other ones we are allowed to leave on the table so that you do not run afoul of those progress and pursuit rules. And this is a biggie this year, right? How will you evaluate my application when we're SAT blind? The biggest thing I can say is that you should go to the Macaulay Honors College website and look at our mission. It is really important for you to see what Macaulay is about, what Macaulay's goals are, and to align yourself with those goals. We are looking for global leaders. We are looking for students who want to be engaged in research and scholarly pursuits. Show us how you are one of those students. From a nuts and bolts perspective, our average GPA for the past year was 95. Naturally, we're going to be looking very closely at your essays, your list of activities, and those activities can be volunteering in a hospital, being captain of a sports team, or even helping a sibling during the pandemic for virtual school. We are looking at the whole person, we're looking at the whole situation, and of course, we'll look at those recommendations as well. In addition to that, you may be asked for an interview, and with all those components, we will put together whether or not we are able to offer you a seat in the program. Can I apply to more than one honors program at the College of Staten Island? Of course you can. We encourage you to apply to more than one honors program if you have interest in the various programs. There are no points off if you apply to more than one program, and we are happy to have you and sometimes engaged in 2 honors programs at the College of Staten Island. So please do look at those programs and see if they're the right fit for you. Many students come in, they know exactly what they want to do. They want to be an engineer, they're pre-med bio, they want to be an accountant. And that's great. When you come, we'll help you get on that right path and we'll help you achieve that goal. Other students come in and they're not so sure. They either have so many interests and passions that they don't know what to pick, or they just haven't found that one right thing that they really want to do. And all 3 of those scenarios are wonderful and fine, and we are here to help you. In fact, sometimes coming in not knowing exactly what you want to do is better. Sometimes it's better to discover who you are at 18, 19 years old than to make a decision at 13 years old. So we're happy to help you in whatever state of decision-making you are. And in fact, you might get here, you knew you're going to be an accountant, and you took those first 2 accounting classes and then an internship, and you think, maybe not so much. What am I going to do now? And we're here to help you make those transitions too. That scenario happens all the time, and it's okay. And students are able to find the thing that really does drive their interest. We happen to have excellent pre-professional and graduate school acceptance rates in medical school, law school, physician's assistant programs, physical therapy programs, as well as our master's programs in education and so forth. In fact, overall, 94% of our students are placed in a job or in a graduate or professional school of their choice 6 months after graduation. So there you have it. And I'm going to turn you over to Emmanuel Esperance, our Director of Admissions, who's going to really talk to you about the real practical side of how to apply and how to fill out the application. All right, Manny, handing it off to you.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you all for your interest in the College of Staten Island. My name is Emmanuel Esperance Jr. I am the Director of Recruitment and Admissions, and my job today is to walk you through the application process. Much of what I'm going to cover is available for you as checklists on the Macaulay Honors College website or the CSI Macaulay Honors College webpage in our admissions tab. So please make sure to go through the checklist so that you are well prepared and on time with everything that you need for the application. Now, it all starts with obviously completing the application. CUNY offers 3 types of application: a general freshman application, a transfer application, and a Macaulay Honors College application. You will only need to complete the Macaulay Honors application, and it serves dual purpose. You will have up to 6 choices on the application for general admission consideration, and you will have 1 Macaulay choice on the application. So up to 6 colleges will receive your information, and one of the schools, as you've indicated, will consider you for the Macaulay Honors application. There will be 2 letters of recommendation required, so please make sure you have your recommender's first name, last name, and email address prepared so that you can put that into the application, and then they will receive a notification to submit the recommendation for you. There'll be 2 pieces of writing required, 1 essay and 1 writing sample of your choice. Both essays have a 500-word preferred limit. Be sure to proofread carefully and save hard copies for your records. We also require a character reference letter, which is in addition to your 2 academic references or recommendations. So be sure to have someone on hand to provide you with a character reference letter. There is a $65 application fee, so it's 1 fee for up to the 6 choices that I mentioned, or you can receive a waiver if you attend a DOE school. You can speak to your counselor about using a waiver for the application. Now, in light of the COVID-19 crisis, CUNY is currently test blind, so SAT and ACT will not be required or considered as part of the application, so you don't have to worry about that in terms of applying. Now, the important thing is the applications are due this year, November 16, 2021. Now, I know everyone is not going to wait until November 16, 2021 to submit the application. Be mindful, it is an earlier deadline than prior years to make sure you have your application in on time. So by that date, the application needs to be submitted, transcript submitted, and your essays and writing sample. The recommendation letters are due by December 10th. And the character reference letter that I mentioned is due by January 15th. So in terms of the timeline of the process, by around February 1st, you'll receive admissions decisions to up to the 6 choices in terms of general freshman admission. And around mid-March, you will receive a decision from the Macaulay Honors program that you have applied for. And by May 1st, you'll have to make a decision whether or not you accept the offer of admission and commit to the college. And there'll be a $100 commitment deposit required to hold your seat. Now, CSI does offer other honors programs, such as the Verrazano Honors Program and the Teacher Education Honors Academy. We do not hold it against you. If you have a sincere interest in those programs, you can apply for multiple programs at the college. So if you're interested in Macaulay and Verrazano, you can submit a Macaulay application and Verrazano application. The programs have separate evaluation processes and you receive a decision about the program. So again, it does not look bad if you apply for multiple programs, if you do have sincere interest. You do not have to submit another CUNY application for those programs. So if you're interested in Verrazano or Teachers Education Honors Academy, you would put in the Macaulay application, which I mentioned also serves as your general freshman application. And by February 1st for each of those programs, there's a supplemental application form that you need to submit. So if you go to their websites, you'll be able to view that application and make sure you submit it by February 1st for those programs or earlier if you have everything prepared. So, all we ask of you is to respect the process, go through the checklist, submit everything on time, and we promise you that we will do what we need to do to make sure that you are considered for the program. We understand what it means to you and your family to apply for an opportunity like this, so we will do our part to make sure all the information is available so that our committees can really do a holistic review and review your application. So thank you again for joining us. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.